Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. We're gonna get through this. That's
The opportunity while I was there of being the accountant for Floyd Mayweather for a number of years.
Oh, wow.
And just unbelievable experiences when I was working with him. I mean, stories that I can share, stories there. There'd be 4 or 5 very expensive sports cars out front of our building and 20 people coming in and sitting down and going through the various items that we needed to, but always very flashy, very, very out there. You know, but something that many people, it's public knowledge, not sharing anything that's not out there, but something many people don't realize is he suffered a lot through his life with depression, something that he's
Floyd recently became emotional after reports confirmed that $600 million worth of investments are being seized by law enforcement. He had boldly claimed on social media that he had purchased 62 buildings in Manhattan to showcase his wealth and real estate acumen. However, it was soon revealed that the properties weren't in his name. Once the falsehood was exposed, the FBI launched a deeper investigation into his financial dealings. This led to the freezing of various properties and accounts believed to be linked to him, escalating the situation and casting doubt on his investment empire.
To making sure that the homeless situation is cleaned up. This is one of the ways that they're doing it, and it looks like there could be possibly lots of different ways to scam the system.
And Floyd Mayweather is a provocative and controversial figure, but I think this article may make people think about him differently.
Currently, assets valued at over $600 million are frozen. They can't be sold, transferred, or accessed until investigators determine if Floyd legally owns them. The entire situation was triggered by Floyd himself after he publicized the alleged deal online. He shared multiple videos showcasing the properties, proudly claiming he had made a massive real estate purchase in Manhattan. His tone was confident and boastful, clearly aiming to impress his followers. However, the reaction was swift, drawing attention from both the public and law enforcement.
my lifestyle, showing people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings.
Fans flooded the comments, media outlets picked up the story, and the bold claim gained attention beyond the boxing world. But as authorities began fact-checking ownership records, the truth emerged. None of the Manhattan buildings were registered under Mayweather's name, exposing the deception.
Mayweather Jr., there's a story circulating that Business Insider did talking about this $400 million property deal that he had been discussing here in New York City. But now, according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties, and it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan.
The discovery didn't just damage Floyd's credibility, it set off a chain reaction. Federal investigators, already familiar with his past financial boasts, took this opportunity to launch a deeper probe. They began reviewing his older records and started freezing additional assets connected to him. At this point, nothing can be moved until a full audit is completed. What makes the situation even more serious is Floyd's own admission in past interviews that real estate has become his primary source of income since retiring from professional boxing. With those assets frozen, his cash flow is effectively cut off, at least for now. And considering the high-maintenance lifestyle he's known for, that financial freeze could have serious consequences.
How in 36 months, of course, with one of my new investments, I would be making $300 million a month. But
what investment is that?
Just in real estate.
Gotcha.
And I'm heavy in real estate. I'm real heavy in real estate. Even though, you know, I got my own liquid, and if you, that means cash. For those, I break it down in layman's terms. Even though.
To make matters worse, this financial storm struck just as Floyd was gearing up for one of his boldest ventures yet, a $700 million bid to acquire a stake in the NFL's New York Giants. He wasn't doing it alone. He had teamed up with real estate investor Mir Orbach to lead a group aiming to purchase a 10% share of the franchise. With the Giants valued at over $7.5 billion, the move would have marked a major milestone. Floyd even transferred $200 million into escrow to demonstrate his seriousness and commitment to the deal, highlighting just how significant and ambitious this investment effort truly was.
It's understood. He just want to be treated fair. And this is for any team that's watching right now. We'll make them a deal. If they sign AB and AB go through the whole season, no problems at all. And then they got to give us 20 million. But if he mess up, then we got to give them 20 million. So if any team want to match that, reach out to us.
That plan, however, is now in serious jeopardy. Floyd's financial credibility is under intense scrutiny, and his partner, Nir Orbach, has gone noticeably quiet. When approached by reporters, Orbach issued only a vague statement, saying he and his partners are always exploring various business opportunities, including team ownership, but offered no specifics. Under normal circumstances, such a response might seem routine. But given the current situation and timing, many see his silence as a red flag, an indication that there may be deeper issues behind the scenes and that the ambitious NFL investment deal could be unraveling fast.
Returns, like over his lifetime, he's going to make $300 million off the deal. It just doesn't make sense, especially with the amount of power players in NYC who would have already bought those 62 units if it was so lucrative. The white guy would have easily bought those 62 units up. And this is where I think the bigger understanding comes in. Mayweather at most holds a minority ownership stake and likely through a financial vehicle with
Naturally, this has sparked more questions. Why hasn't Orbach confirmed if Floyd is still involved in the deal? Why the hesitation to share details if everything is above board? For now, no one has clear answers, but the longer the silence drags on, the more unsettling the situation appears.
If you know how much money you got, you really don't have no money. So if you know how many buildings you got, you don't really have no buildings. So I think I own right now somewhere upwards of 100 buildings or more. And in 99% of my buildings.
Adding fuel to the fire, boxing promoter Eddie Hearn raised doubts about Floyd's financial stability months ago. In an interview, Hearn said, "I don't think he has the kind of money he claims. I'm not saying he's broke, but with how much he spends and how often he does exhibitions, it makes you wonder." At the time, the comment sparked buzz, but Floyd brushed it off, laughing and saying, "Hearn always has something slick to say." Now, however, in light of recent events, Hearn's remarks appear far more grounded in reality, casting a new light on Floyd's financial situation.
Guys carry on and they do the exhibitions and all that kind of stuff. It just sort of diminishes the legacy a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's what I feel like's happened with Mayweather.
Why do you think he does those things, though? Do you think
For money.
I
don't think he's got the money he says. That's what I think.
You think he still needs the money?
I don't
after
think
all
he
these
needs
years?
the money. But you know when you got that lifestyle, right? So when you're spending what he's spending.
Others in the boxing world have echoed similar concerns. Analyst Rick Glazer noted that while it's hard to believe Mayweather is truly struggling financially, the rumors are coming from credible sources. He described the issue as deeply rooted, suggesting this isn't just a misunderstanding or a publicity blunder. It's a serious problem that could quickly escalate. Then, just as the situation seemed like it couldn't get any more chaotic, Floyd posted a new video online promoting a cryptocurrency called a set, based in Thailand. In the video, he urged fans to invest in the coin, promising various incentives, including a live Zoom call with him and the project's founder, $100 cash back for those who invested at least $20, and even one of his WBC championship belts. Most surprising of all, he offered a private training session with himself as a prize to one lucky investor, raising even more eyebrows.
I mean, it's the new wave. It's what everybody's doing. And I started, of course I started with boxing, but then of course, now it's real estate. My real estate portfolio is crazy, but I'm truly blessed. I'm truly blessed. And if cryptocurrency is the new wave,
That kind of offer, especially from someone like Mayweather, who rarely gives anything away for free, immediately raised eyebrows. Why would he tie himself so heavily to an obscure cryptocurrency, and why offer so many high-value rewards? For many, it came across as a desperate attempt to generate quick cash. Considering the timing, those suspicions don't seem far-fetched. When you step back and view the full picture, It's clear this goes far beyond a single exaggerated claim on Instagram. It's a pattern of questionable choices, financial warning signs, and a lack of transparency. Publicly, Floyd is still flashing his signature smile, dressing like royalty and speaking as if the money will never run out. But behind the curtain, the foundation of his empire appears increasingly unstable and possibly on the verge of crumbling.
It doesn't even hurt his record.
Because of the drug of boxing.
Just also like money.
Just like but I don't even think he don't need any money.
He spends so much money.
Yeah, but he don't need any.
Floyd, are you sure?
Yeah, Floyd good.
I bet if he's planning for the future, you got to keep it coming in if you're going to keep spending the way he spends.
Yeah, but I think he has a lot of other business interests that he can get money from.
Hopefully.
And not.
There's a real possibility that more of Floyd's assets could be seized, more deals could fall apart, and additional claims about his wealth could be disproven. Recently, employees at Mayweather Boxing and Fitness in Los Angeles staged a walkout after going unpaid for weeks. It wasn't a quiet resignation. Employees protested outside the gym, holding signs and using microphones. One sign read, "The money team has no money," while another asked, "Hard work, dedication, and then what?" Some escalated the message further, with signs reading, "Labor trafficking and modern-day slavery." These weren't just dramatic gestures. They reflected the frustration and disillusionment of employees who felt they had been pushed to their breaking point.
No pay!
Where's Money Mayweather? Hard work?
Dedication!
No pay!
Money Mayweather where? I don't see you.
Brent won't wait.
I got bills to pay.
According to the Daily Mail, several employees at Mayweather's gym, including trainers, front desk staff, and managers, claimed they hadn't been paid in weeks. Many reported receiving no back pay or communication from the company. Some feared retaliation for speaking out but chose to do so anyway, saying they had been silenced for too long. One outspoken employee put it bluntly, "Even if you work somewhere else and you ain't getting paid, you're scared to speak up because businesses will silence you and fire you. Everything's at will." For them, Mayweather's gym became just another example of that toxic pattern, except this time, it had Floyd Mayweather's name on it, amplifying the disappointment.
Getting paid late, it has completely affected my life. It has affected my mental health.
Another employee said, "We're out here letting everybody know they haven't been treating us right." Staff claimed they repeatedly tried to raise the issue internally, but were dismissed or ignored. Some said management explicitly told them not to speak to Floyd Mayweather if he visited. "He was here 2 weeks ago," one employee shared. "We've been silenced. I was told we can't say anything to him, not even that our studio is closing. Who knows if he's aware or not? We don't." The frustration and lack of transparency only deepened their concern.
In the name, but the more and more that I've been here since the beginning of 2024, just seeing the treatment of the staff has just really broken my heart. And also too, for all of the staff, I've offered discounted adjustments to $20. And having staff members tell me they can't afford to pay $20 for an adjustment because they're not getting paid just really took me back to say, wow, what's going on here? Still coming in every Monday, still adjusting the staff to make sure that they felt okay, they felt regulated, that their systems didn't feel so stressed out.
Inside sources say the Mayweather Boxing and Fitness location in Los Angeles may be shutting down for good. This isn't just a temporary protest. Employees are treating it like the end. Equipment sits unused, classes are canceled, and several members have been told not to renew their memberships until further notice. Samria Baldwin, the gym's general manager, said she had trusted the brand when she joined, but things quickly fell apart. "I started working here in September 2023, and on my first day, the team wasn't even employed," she said. "From that moment, I was worried. but I thought I could help turn it around. Instead, she said, she was fed lies from the beginning. We've lost everything. I've lost so much from not getting paid or being paid late. It's completely affected my life, Baldwin shared. This situation has ruined my life. The mood among staff is one of deep frustration, betrayal, and resignation.
I was promised a lot, and being who I am a protector, and I protect my team, and I've tried to protect their employment, and unfortunately now there's nothing for me to lose. We have lost everything. I've lost so much in this, not getting paid late. It has completely affected my life.
Another coach at the gym shared how the stress went far beyond missed paychecks. Honestly, it's been disheartening. We haven't been paid fairly, and it takes a toll on your mental health, he said. My wife had to go to the hospital because of the stress and anxiety caused by this job. It's just a lot of things that break your heart. And it sucks to go through this while working for such a big-name company. The reality is, we're not even getting paid.
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm Frank. I was a coach here at Mayweather Boxing Fitness Hollywood, and honestly, it's been disheartening to go through everything we've been going through. We haven't been getting paid fairly. It messes with your mental health. We had to rely on a member that worked at Chick-fil-A that granted us some free Chick-fil-A cards, so we're all eating unhealthy meals to the point where we can't even go home and get some fresh fruit. We're not able to literally pay for our bills. The debt it accumulated to the point where it messed with the mental.
So far, Floyd Mayweather has not addressed the staff walkout, the pay dispute, or the possible closure of his Los Angeles gym. But his silence is growing louder, especially after he recently flaunted his billion-dollar real estate portfolio and luxury purchases on social media. For employees struggling to cover basic expenses, the contrast feels like more than just frustration. It feels like a slap in the face. Questions are now surfacing about how Mayweather's business empire is actually run. Several sources close to the gym say there's confusion over who manages payroll. Some argue it's a franchise issue and not directly Mayweather's fault. Others believe that if his name is on the building, the responsibility falls on him. The controversy isn't just internal anymore. Criticism from outside the gym is also building, raising broader concerns about accountability and transparency across his branded businesses.
Warren Buffett, that's in his 80s or 90s, that can still make a ton of money. The Waltons that own Walmart. Bill Gates can still make computers. But soon as someone black, when my career is over as far as me in a combat sport, as far as boxing, whatever, if I'm promoting on social media or I'm doing exhibitions like, oh man, he's broke. No, it's not a crime for them to make money. They don't say nothing about the guys that's...
Amir Khan didn't hold back when sharing his thoughts in a recent interview. It's sad, but look, karma is a bee, he said. The thing is, look how arrogant he was. He's out here flaunting money. You can't throw money around like that when there's so much poverty in the world. And if he's throwing money at strip clubs, it's just wrong. Khan's comments reflect what many in the boxing world have been whispering for years. Floyd Mayweather built a persona rooted in excess. His nickname isn't just money for marketing, he's lived it to the fullest. The Mayweather lifestyle has always been extreme, from private jets and diamond watches to duffel bags of cash and bills tossed across nightclub floors. Now, critics are questioning whether that same image is catching up with him.
The company is Avian Co. Crazy company. Now, I need you guys to come closer and check this out. So let me come give you guys a breakdown. Well, in the industry, you see a lot of people with this kind of watch, this kind of watch, and this kind of watch.
So when signs accusing Floyd Mayweather of modern-day slavery appear outside his own gym, it hits differently. While some argue he may not be directly managing the Los Angeles location, the fallout still lands on him. His brand is his name. If people go unpaid under the Mayweather banner, the narrative can quickly spiral, especially since he's publicly credited his wealth to smart investments and ownership. The issue is bigger than just one gym. If there's chaos at one location, how many others might be facing the same? Franchise chains often face legal trouble when standard operations break down. If more employees come forward or similar reports surface in other states, this won't just be seen as a one-off. It could grow into a widespread scandal.
Like, look at my $1 million watch. Look at my fucking jet. Look at my house. Look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like, he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed. Like, this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes, but when I'll show you, when I'll show up.
Members of the gym are now in limbo. Those who prepaid for annual memberships are demanding refunds, while others are uncertain if their scheduled training sessions will even take place. There's been no formal communication from leadership, no emails, no statements, just complete silence. This situation could escalate further if a class action lawsuit is filed. Some employees are already consulting with labor lawyers to determine whether Floyd Mayweather himself can be held liable, or if it falls on the franchising company. The legal complexities could quickly multiply, depending on who owns the LLC tied to the LA branch. This situation closely mirrors earlier reports about Floyd Mayweather's investment claims, especially with the FBI now monitoring the situation and his asset holdings under review. As financial scrutiny intensifies, the cracks in his empire are becoming more visible. Unpaid workers speaking out outside the gym isn't just a crack, it's a breach, and each new issue adds to the growing instability. Another complication is how investors and partners will now view the Mayweather brand. The gym chain has several locations across the U.S., all tied to a name that once promised wealth, strength, and reliability. If the LA location fails and the news spreads, franchise sales could stall, partners may withdraw, and expansion plans might be put on hold. It's difficult to promote growth when your flagship location is unraveling in full view of the public.
The money man is back. I'm here in New York City with the one and only Benny the Jeweler. Benny, tell the people what you sold me today.
See what's going on. We got the Eye of the Tiger factory on a full pave bracelet.
And tell the people about this, please.
We got the white tiger.
What happens next likely depends on whether Floyd Mayweather responds directly. If he addresses the workers, pays outstanding wages, and takes responsibility for his actions, he could potentially turn the narrative around. However, if he remains silent, the situation could snowball into legal battles and more negative headlines. So far, there's been no word, no statement, no video response, no payroll confirmations, and no apology, just an escalating situation. It's all pointing to one potential outcome. Floyd's financial troubles may deepen in the coming days. What do you think? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more updates.